And this segment was brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbooking app. Not only is it secure, but it is safe, and more importantly, Deke, it's reliable. We love reliability, right?
You can't beat reliability.
I mean, especially when it comes to money, right? I mean, I don't want to be playing with my money. I know you don't want to play with your money, right?
No, livelihoods are at stake.
No question, man. So, with that being said, DraftKings is doing something phenomenal, baby. They are offering a promo code. The promo code is what?
Moats.
Oh, man. How can we forget that? It's Moats. Promo code Moats. So if you use the promo code Moats, for all my first-time users out there, you will receive up to $1,000 in deposit bonus money. I don't think I heard myself correctly. How much money did I say for the deposit bonus?
1,000.
Holy cow. $1,000 in deposit bonus money. Use the promo code Moats, baby. So what are you waiting on? Download the app, use the promo code, get the opportunity to get paid, and let's make a little bit of money.
And I was thinking this. Now, we mentioned about hopefully we could get the backups in. We could get some rest because we're going to be on a shorter week against Washington this week coming up. But at the same time, dude, shit has happened in the past with this rivalry where we can't completely be putting our guard down.
No question.
Were you on the team?
Ryan Mallett.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah.
I think we were like firing on all cylinders this season, and we thought this Ravens game, this was one of their down years.
But the thing... And the biggest difference with that was it was more so their quarterback and maybe a couple other players were down. We not sitting here talking about 23 players with multiple starters on offense and defense. Even that year, I remember because Mike Wallace hit us with like a 97-yard catch. We were in cover one. And I mean, everybody knows with Mike, he's a fast guy. He makes one guy miss, he takes to the house. That was a big part of it. Then obviously, you know, we had some other adversity that happened during the game, but that was a bigger part of it. And I mean, even Ryan Mallett, I still don't feel as bad with Ryan Mallett because of what I saw with Denver and the guys that they had to put out there yesterday. Like, I think we can all agree Ryan Mallett is light years ahead of that situation on both sides, whether you're talking Taysom Hill or was it Phillip Lindsay, Kevin Hunt, Hilton, and whatever other guys you want to put out there. So I do think it's going to be different than that scenario just because it's so many more players out and so many more key players out as well, man.
Yeah, because if it was just Lamar and they still had their weapons on offense
with
or something,
RG3, that's different.
It is where
I think that's similar to that Ryan Mallett situation there.
I definitely think it's a downgrade from having Lamar Jackson out there, but I still think RG3 can play for sure. We saw it in the game last year.
Yeah, but my thing is this: even last year, he still had his guys. I mean, you're talking about
Yeah, no Willie Snead. Two running backs are out.
Listen, Mark Andrews is their number one receiver, right? We said they use their tight ends like how most teams use a traditional wide receiver one. So you lose your most prolific pass catching threat, Mark Andrews. Then Willie Snead, who we know is outside of Hollywood Brown, he's probably their most consistent wide receiver. You lose him as well. Now you bump up Dez, so for the nostalgia people, you'll love that. But in terms of impact in the game, this would be Dez's, second full game up. Not really concerned about him like that. Then you talk about the running back room. No Mark Ingram, no J.K. Dobbins. Those are their two premier backs, their two leaders. Now, I got to see with Gus Edwards if he is healthy or not, because that was the other thing with him. That's why he had been missing time. So it's going to be interesting to see just from a running back standpoint, which guys they're going with. We already said they don't have their fullback either, who's on the COVID list. So from a running game standpoint, I don't even know what that's going to look like. We already know their offense line was banged up from the last time we played them. Remember the tackle went out and the O-line, the guard went out. Now they're going to be without it looks like two more offensive linemen in terms of Matt Skura, Will Holden. Oh, no, the starting right tackle who came in after the guy got hurt, DJ Fluker. So he's out as well. So now you're down to your 3rd/4th offensive tackle, which, versus our guys is recipe for disaster.
Yeah, even not having Tua, we still got some good guys there.
No question. And then they're down their center as well, Patrick McCarry. So even when we're talking about just RG3 without his running backs and pass catching weapons, his O-line, like, who's protecting this man right now? That's why for me, I'm just like, when I say I think it does hurt it a little bit, I don't think we're going to, even Denver's situation, Denver had 90% of their roster. It was just the quarterback play, and that's what made it look so bad. Right now, I don't think we understand what this is going to look like.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing, because you
fully understand that.
You
man.
definitely have a different tune to you.
Yes, dude.
As opposed to us playing Jacksonville or like the Cowboys.
Yeah, because
whereas
they
like
still had starters. They still. I mean, you're gonna tell me when we played Dallas, Amari Cooper couldn't start here. CeeDee Lamb couldn't start here. Like that's what Zeke Elliott couldn't start here. So even though they were down Dak, I'm like, man, outside of the quarterback, and they still had a viable quarterback. I mean,
and
Garrett
they had
Gilbert,
names on defense.
right?
Yeah,
And we saw Garrett Gilbert. We said in the XFL he did produce. We just simply said XFL to NFL is different levels to that. Denver didn't even have that. So I'm like, at least with RG3, yes, I do think the quarterback play will be comparable. But when you talk about pick your poison, it's like the Dallas situation inverted. Dallas had no quarterback, everybody else around him. This you got, at least you have a backup quarterback on RG3, but you have nobody around him. So to me, was RG3 in a great situation enough to really make you, all right, yeah, this guy's got it? No, not since his rookie year in Washington. So now you're going to take him and have a shell of that offense. And for me, I said, at least if you have starters out there, I always feel like those guys are capable. But I know when you start getting down to your second, your third, and bumping up practice squad guys to move up, it's a reason. You know what I mean, in terms of guys being on practice squad, it's a reason that guys are 2s and 3s. There's a reason for that. And if you're just putting in 1 or 2 of those guys, that's fine. You can get away with 1 or 2 of those guys. You're not getting away with 10, or excuse me, in this case, up to 23 players, and half of those guys are going to be, backup caliber guys having to replace those guys. And we're talking about the Steelers here, who let's not like this isn't a down year. This is a great year for us right now. So when you mix all that in together, like, yeah, in fact, I'm a little surprised. I'm not surprised. This is the reverse psychology. I feel like in normal weeks when it was Jacksonville, when it was Cowboys.
We've flipped roles here.
Yeah, because if it's Jacksonville, Cowboys, everybody's, oh, yeah, we're going to blow them out. We're not worried. And I'm like, okay, you saw the Cowboys game win. Y'all are crazy. Even Jacksonville for a little while, it was like, even though we were in control, it didn't get gory. Now this week where it's the complete opposite, where literally they're going to put out there, you might as well put Pitt, just the University of Pitt's football team out there, and that's going to be the equivalent upgrade to quarterback on RG3 and play this game. Like, to me, it's night and day, bro. Night and day.
So it's a reverse psychology thing then. Yeah, we're not trying to get too hyped up.
Yeah, I want to be up, man. We got to stay down, man. We got to really take this serious. Woo! Man, if I ain't take Garrett Gilbert serious, I'm definitely taking these guys serious, though. Lord, whew. I don't even know who's gonna be the starting right guard for this team right now. Who's the starting right tackle for this team? I mean, that's what I'm saying right now. Who's the long snapper? We talk about special teams. Right now, they don't have a long snapper. Imagine if Cam Kennedy was not out there. Who's snapping? Pouncey is not a long snapper. So for everybody that thinks, oh, just take the center and put him out there, 2 totally different things. That's like a first baseman and an outfielder or a 3-point specialist and a 7-footer. Like, they're night and day, man. It's night and day. Just because they both shoot the ball does not mean they're the same thing, baby. So yeah, who's the long snapper?
Is that your X factor for the game?
Asking. you can pick whatever X factor you want this week, baby. I'm just over here like, man, who do you sign? And that's the thing too, because of the COVID weight stuff, you can't even sign anyone off the street.
Well, because that's what my neighbor was saying to me. Yeah. He's like, hey, why can't the Broncos just sign a quarterback off the street? I'm like, he's gonna have to wait for like a week.
Yeah, so you're stuck. And that was the other reason why I'm like, dude, at least in the past, if it would have been a scenario like this, I'm like, man, they could scourge and find veterans that are available via free agency or guys that are, fringe roster guys on somebody's practice squad. You sign them and you're good. You get a couple days practice. I'm singing a totally different tune right now. But knowing that you don't even have the luxury of replacing these players with quality players, we talked about just the difference between Big Ben and then Mason and then Duck. Now imagine if while we're talking about Duck, it was, okay, well, not even Duck. We're looking more so at Paxton Lynch or JT Barrett. It will be a totally different mindset. And that's what they're doing right now. Not necessarily at the quarterback position, but throughout their roster. Yeah,
running back.
That's what it's coming down to. And when we talk about, yes, are these guys NFL caliber? Sure. But we can all agree on the different levels of these players. And that's why, for me, I'm so confident the Steelers are going to get this done. And it's not even going to be, I don't think it's going to be close because of that. Because I just know they don't have the personnel. They can't even go signing off the street. Like, at least in the past, like I said, man, I can go, man, hey, look, I see you Steelers got some guys on their practice squad. I'm going to go sign one of those guys. We've seen that before. We've seen, even here in Pittsburgh, we sign a guy from the opponent we're playing that week. We'll sign him from their practice squad. He'll be on our active roster for the game. We've done
Kane
that
last year.
Absolutely.
Gareth White.
Yeah, but we don't have that. They don't have that luxury this year. And yeah, that's a game changer, baby.